Hello, my fellow Egyptian Swifts fanciers from San Diego. I salute you once again. The last week it was very cold. It was like in in the 50s. Today it's in the 80s. You get sick all the time with that. And I'm trying to recover from a flu ordeal here. But anyway, I think I'm just barely over it. So I hope you would pardon me if my congestion will give me a hard time and I will cough intermittently. Okay, I would like to share with you the Masaawids. And some people say, oh, where did you come up with the idea of the describing or the rules and all that? Of course, if you grow up with the breed, you know it verbatimly. And if you did not, then you have a book like this. It's called The Standard of the Egyptian Swifts, which I have translated verbatimly pretty much. And it has, a picture of Masaawids. If you wonder what about this is Benefsigi. But this is a picture of a Masaawid. And then underneath, we have the description of the breed, and what you should be looking for. And it's very concise and good to the point in Arabic. And it has points. It's given points. What I did is I have translated all that into English pretty much verbatimly. And having a bit of scientific background allowed me to make a concise description here. And I had that on my website, which unfortunately is not there anymore. I'm relying on the YouTube. Okay, I would like to move on and present the first bird. And let me do that quickly. Bear with me to grab something here. The Masaawids are miserable. As I keep repeating, jittery, that goes for all the Egyptian Swifts, specifically for the Masaawids. Okay, this would be the first bird here. And I'm gonna try to bring him, okay, I want you to see the eye color. That's number one. I hope you would see that. It's olive color and has little granularly, the darker dots in there, and the background of the olive. It's olive. When I say olive, it's just like when you get the most dense olive oil, and that's gonna look like that. That's the background around the cirri. The pupil in the middle is the same for all the pigeons. It's a dot in the middle, black dot surrounded here. The Egyptian Swifts are entirely different from any other breed in the color of the cirri, which is surrounding the pupil. And then on the periphery, we have the eyelids. The eyelids should be white, as you see it here. Many Masaawids have reddish eyelid, and that's kind of take points from them. So we cover that, but I've seen so many of them with periphery here, or the eyelid is. You would see that on the internet as you browse through. But my Masaawids, have a little bit of it too. You would see that in some other birds. Okay, I count, as I have always reiterated over and over to an annoying degree for many people, that I care for how strong the birds. These birds, I toss them from 100 miles and they come back. No problem at all. They kill the Cooper, the peregrine. There is no competition here. Again, it's not that they are faster, but the long tail. This is probably one of the shortest tails here that you will see. I have 4 birds, and this will be the shortest one. but they twist and turn, and I mean that's how they escape the peregrine in the air. And if you refer to one of my earliest videos, I have demonstrated exclusively one Masawid that was flying back and forth and all that, and it's extremely swift. Maybe that's why they call them swifts. Anyway, we'll go move on. The primary should be 10 white feathers. I think this might be a little shorter here. And most of my Masawid, I count them. Let's count them here together. 2, 4, 6, 8. This is 9 feathers. But look, the feathers are extremely tight. I mean, even tighter than a Homer. The Homer, of course, has been selected for years and years to, for their 500 miles distance tosses. All right, and the tail here, I mean, okay, let me open here the back. The back should be totally, hope you can see that. I got so much sun in my hair, my head, I mean, reflecting on my face. But it should be totally, I mean, it should be like that. I'm trying to move some of the white feathers here to show you how it's white. I'm not saying that all my birds that way. Some of them, they have like black feathers here. But again, we select for a powerful bird. You can get away with some of the black feathers here, or even here. If you have black feathers and the wings, is not a big deal. And here it should, again, this, you have some whitish here, but it should be totally black as well. But that is really nothing. I mean, it's, we talking about like, oh, who is gonna win, the looks. I mean, that's what really attracts anyone. I mean, I've seen, the American fanciers and the Egyptian fanciers. The American fanciers don't care about loose birds. I mean, they can have a little bit of droopy wings. But I mean, if it's freakish looking and then the feathers are not tucked away and then you try to make them like that, hold them together, that's no good. Okay, I don't know how old this bird, I'm not going to dwell on that. The legs with all the swifts are very short. I don't have him here now, but then when we put him on the board and we'll view him later as we finish this presentation, and then we'll view them all and you will see that how short that is. What else? Okay, yeah, this supposed to be closed. I mean, they all have this whitish thing. It should be covered totally here, and then again the tail should be solid white, and I think I covered it all here. So we'll move on to the second guy. All right. This book, by the way, is written by extremely prominent Egyptian fanciers. I mean, like whoever lived, they're even older than my generation. Some I've known one or two personally, but I don't know the rest. But I've always heard their names coming around, being mentioned repeatedly. Okay. This book, I mean, whoever downloaded, and I know many of you, and I asked them to download and follow the standards. Many of you have done that. All right. Okay, would like to mention here also that we have a big show here for our city, San Diego, and it's coming up this Saturday. And what I have noticed when I present the birds in the show, people get confused when I put more than one variety. So this time I'm gonna stick with the Masawid, the one that you are seeing here now, and then plus few of the audience. So I wouldn't confuse the people. All right, before this guy will just get out and get loose on me. The same thing here. This one got a little notch of blackness, but it doesn't matter. Remember, I try to, breed them different from each other. I don't breed the same bird. I have two exclusive bloodlines here. And mentioning them, so I breed this line and I breed the other line, and I take the best and I mix them very meticulously so I don't burn the breed. In other words, I wouldn't need any birds, or we wouldn't need, if you breed these, what do you get from here? For the next 100 years, you're going to be okay. Some people say, oh, well, your bloodline is old. You have to introduce some other birds. I tell you what, these birds, anyone will be lucky if they take a bird from me, send it to Egypt. I'm not saying that they don't have a better birds. They do. But these birds, I've been breeding them for 40 years. They've been around with me for that length of time. Okay, we'll look at the ivory, because that's what the Egyptian fanciers like to look to see if it's not pink or red. Yeah, that's the default, big time default. And then again, the head is always almost sloping in the back. It doesn't cut, it doesn't go like this, like a Homer. With most of the Egyptian swifts, it's just like boom, it's sloping. There is a slope. The whole bird is sloped. And, the frontal is very broad and then very strong, as you see here. These birds, they feed their offsprings very well. But I still, help them with 20 or 30 syringe, KT, mix it with some pellets, soak them a little bit. Turkey pellets, whatever pellets that they have at any animal store, and it really helps a great deal. I add that a little proportions of it to the feed when they are breeding, and then they love it. Okay, again, look at the shoulders, guys. This is less than 10 in the primers. Here, again, it doesn't matter. It's broad. Very broad. These guys strike the sky like nothing else. It's still gonna have to drop one more feather here, although this is an older bird. Okay, we'll move on. Okay, I got two more birds, and then the next presentation will be coming shortly. I'm gonna take pictures for the swifts, of course, and at the show, and with the other breeds. So we'll give the Egyptian fanciers back in Egypt an idea what is there. Okay, I can guarantee you I'm not going to win anything, because whoever puts the most is always win, and it's all subjective, you know that, and I don't care really. All right. This is another dude. These birds are even, some of, many of them are even bigger, larger than a Homer. And you can imagine the velocity in the air. This one has a little shorter beak, and then they come with a shorter beak and longer beak. And then it's how they describe them in Egypt also, not only the Mesa, they describe each group to relate to something in Arabic. So they describe the head here as a date shape. In other words, it's big, it's large. Some are marbles, like Sophies. They have a description for everything, which is really neat. Okay, but look how stout and even. There is no inclination here or dip, or it's all, and then again the Siri is olive with the dark dots in there. It just a meticulous, exact, fits the exact descriptions. And again, look at the feathers here. Again, look how this one has an intense black color here. Again, I don't really dwell on that very much. I dwell on the power, and then you can tell who is after being on it for a while. You can tell if it's the bird is weak, or, and then I call no mercy. If you ask me I actually called some bulks yesterday, and squabs, and I mean, I love to eat him, so no problem whatsoever. Last but not the least, this one here is another مساويد. This one got a little longer head here, or elongated rather. And so you can see I kind of mix the genes, just make them so they wouldn't, I mean, if they're all the same style, I mean, it gets so boring. Well, again, what I care is for the flying. That's all what I want to be very strong in there. I want to take him 50 miles and leave him and let him go. And then I want to make sure that if they don't come, goodbye, good ridden. Okay, again, the feathers here. Yeah, I hope you see that. Very powerful. By the way, my bulks are the same thing, and I never got a chance to present them, but I'll present them in the future. So, with this short presentation, I don't know how short or long, and I hope you enjoyed it. And next time, I will see you in our San Diego fair. It's called San Diego Fiesta, and it's going to start from 9 o'clock until 4 or so. And then again, I'll present مساويds, about 6-7 of them, and 5 or 6 authorities, and that will be a day. And then if you come to San Diego, don't forget to visit me, but make sure that it's a nice and warm day, just like today, so you can finish here, and then you go to the beach, take a plunge. And I would like to mention a couple of words in Arabic here for the brothers in Egypt as well. Just rely on اعتمد على الكتاب دون في مصر. أبص الأسامي اللي مكتوبة فيه، أنا بس هذكر بعض، هقراهم زي ما هم مكتوبين هنا. يعني اللي بيألف ويحط مسود وعنبري ووش صغير وديل مش عارف حاجات كده عجيبة الواحد بيشوفها، يعني ماشي، خليها لنفسك حلوة قوي، لكن ما تطلعهاش على النت عشان ما نلخبطش الناس. بص انا هقرا لك بعض البتاع، بعضهم ربما انت سمعت عنه او ربما تعرف. اخونا نجيب زقزوق طبعا اعتقد انه هو حي يرزق، والراحل مختار عاكف، وحج رضا حسن، والحج فايز فؤاد، وسعيد مطر، محمود متولي، وطارق فريد، دكتور عاصم عبد العزيز، وماهر زين الكبير طبعا كلنا نعرفه، وعادل بدر، واحمد صدقي الله يرحمه، وسامي عبد الحميد، وحمدي شقير، واللواء احمد عاطف. واللي رسم الرسم الحقيقه يعني ممتاز بالنسبه لزمنه الدكتور محمد خاطر، واللي قام بالمجهود ده المحترم محمد فتحي البقلي الله يرحمه. أنا تشرفت بمعرفة بعض الإخوة دولت، ويعني نتمنى للجميع إنهم يحاولوا يعتنوا بالحمام القوي، وإلا كل هيروح، هيضيع الحكاية. طيب أنا تشرفت بتقديم الحتة دي لكم، وإن شاء الله نلتقي قريبا. شكرا.